arrêtez. Charles Leclerc, il n'y a pas les pneus. C'est pas vrai. Il n'y a pas les pneus chez Ferrari.
Bah non, c'est Ferrari, Jules.
A little bit of a problem. Is that fuel splashing?
Pit stops in Formula One are a momentary symphony of accuracy, stress, and unadulterated excitement. However, what occurs if that crucial dance goes completely awry? These incidents transformed well-oiled procedures into legendary mayhem, from scorching fuel hoses to renegade tires bouncing down pit lanes. We're reviewing the 20 most catastrophic pit stops in Formula One history today, including the iconic errors that left teams reeling and the stunning failures of recent seasons. Each serves as a reminder that, in Formula One, even the slightest error can result in dramatic events. Are you prepared to see chaos in the fast lane? Hold on tight, this is going to be crazy.
Pit stop where they weren't ready. Look, they're not even there. There's not a single intermediate tyre in sight.
They came in, whether that was the driver who called it or the team who called it, but the...
Number 1, Ferrari's double stack fiasco. Let's begin with a pit lane accident that is still fresh in everyone's memory. The location of Ferrari's most recent pit stop chaos is Zandvoort. Sainz was the first to attempt a daring double stack, but where were his tires? Poor Leclerc sat helplessly behind, watching the mayhem erupt as the mechanics ran like headless chickens. Positions were lost, seconds were wasted, and there was a collective moan from the fans everywhere. It was a comedy of blunders that converted strategy into farce, a tutorial in how not to do a pit stop. If you thought pit stops were dull, you're mistaken. Ferrari style, this one was an absolute mess. But hey, if you thought that was bad, at least nobody left with 3 tires, right? Right? Number 2. McLaren's 16-second pit stop, Oscar Piastri's much-awaited Formula One debut at the 2023 Bahrain Grand Prix, swiftly devolved into a nightmare due to a pit stop that McLaren would rather to forget. A steering wheel issue caused the squad to scurry just seconds into his race. Rather than bringing his automobile to a seamless stop in less than 3 seconds, they rolled it back into the garage while they watched a total of 16 valuable seconds pass. Piastri found the highest level of motorsport to be a hard welcome, a reminder to McLaren that even the smallest technology glitch can spectacularly ruin even the best laid plans. Now let's head back to a time when Bottas's car said, "These tires are mine now."
So they brought Hamilton in, and a lap later, in comes Valtteri Bottas, and it's the hard side.
Right front's not even off yet.
They can't get the right front off.
Guys. Yeah, the machine nut.
Number 3. Bottas's stuck wheel. At the 2021 Monaco Grand Prix, Valtteri Bottas entered the pits anticipating a standard stop, but what transpired was anything but. The front right tire would not budge while mechanics raced to replace it. It had been practically fused into place by a cross-threaded wheel nut. They pushed, twisted, and attempted, but to no avail. Minutes passed, and before long, Mercedes was forced to retire the vehicle. The worst part is that it took them 3 days to get rid of that tire that wouldn't go away. Bottas will never forget this pit stop, which was one of the most odd technical failures in Formula One history. From wheels that wouldn't come off, to wheels that came off all too easily.
Now Romain Grosjean makes his pit stop, and they're all pitting, Martin, a little earlier than the teams had predicted.
Something slow here, isn't it? Something terribly.
Number 4. Haas pit disaster. The Haas F1 team appeared to be on track for their best ever finish at the 2018 Australian Grand Prix. The team's incredible pace was demonstrated by Kevin Magnussen and Romain Grosjean, who were running an outstanding 4th and 5th. Before calamity occurred in the pits, the season had a fantastic start. Magnussen pitted first, but the back wheel came loose due to a crucial mistake made during the stop. Grosjean came in for his stop a few moments later and met the same end. Both vehicles were discharged in a dangerous manner and had to immediately withdraw in a breathtaking and tragic scene. Haas lost out on a possible point haul that would have improved their position in the Constructors' Championship due to the double pit stop failure. The mechanics were clearly distraught. Some could be seen crying in the garage. Haas nailed the performance, then threw it away in under 2 minutes. But now let's wrap it up with a blast from the past, and a lesson in what not to do in the pit lane.
Beg your pardon, there's no tyre here.
I've never seen anything like it. There's no tyre to put on.
Oh, I thought we had one when the...
Number 5, Eddie Irvine's 32nd pit stop. Eddie Irvine's ambitions of winning the title were severely damaged after a poor pit stop at the 1999 European Grand Prix. When the right rear tire completely vanished from the pit box, what should have been a simple tire change descended into mayhem. Irvine was left stranded hopelessly, while a mechanic rushed down the pit lane to retrieve it. Moreover, 30 seconds passed during the halt, which is a very long time in Formula One. He probably lost important points in a hotly contested title match because of that expensive delay. This one moment could have lost Irvine the World Championship in a season that was decided by slim margins. Number 6, Massa's fuel hose disaster. One of the most memorable pit stop catastrophes in Formula One history occurred during the 2008 Singapore Grand Prix. The race's leader, Felipe Massa, pulled into the pits, but mayhem ensued. With the fuel hose still in place, he drove off as soon as the light turned green. The scene that followed was bizarre. Massa stopped at the exit after dragging the hose down the pit lane with sparks flying. Desperate to clean up the mess, Ferrari mechanics ran after him. His race was ruined by the error. He went from leading to finishing outside the points. Pure pit lane mayhem, one tiny mistake, and one enormous heartache. That was hard to top, but Red Bull's comedy of errors came very close. Number 7, Red Bull's 11.1 second stop. Mark Webber had great expectations going into the 2009 German Grand Prix, but instead he had a disastrous 11.1 second pit stop that resembled amateur hour more than professional motorsport. The normally slick Red Bull team made a series of mistakes, including having the wrong tires ready, dropping tools and mechanics pausing as if they had forgotten the routine, rivals sped by, and every second seemed to drag for forever. In a race that ought to have been under his control, it killed Webber's momentum. It was an agonizing experience for supporters. Pit stops are supposed to buy time, but this one wasted it. But what happens when the driver is the one who messes up? Let's rewind to Raikkonen's early days.
Oh, we got the fuel hose on. Kovalainen's car.
Oh, there was fire in the pit lane as well. Kovalainen's car, he was trying to leave too quickly. They get ahead of Raikkonen.
Number 8, Raikkonen's engine fire. We had a pit lane moment at the 2009 Brazilian Grand Prix that was both iconic and horrifying. A fuel spill caused a fireball to form when Kimi Räikkönen pulled in for a regular stop. In an instant, the front of the car was engulfed in flames that erupted in his face. Most drivers may become anxious. Not Kimi. He scarcely blinked as he drove away into the fire like a Nordic Terminator, unfazed. He scrambled, but the pit lane? As usual, icy cold. It served as a blazing reminder of how easily things may go wrong and how composed Kimi always is in the face of disaster. The next one is literally a fault of no one from the team, and it is unbelievable to see who was at fault.
Yes, he is. And there are a lot of that's a shambles.
This is a shambles.
Number 9, Alpine's double retirement after pit stop. Alpine's problems reached a new low point at the 2023 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Esteban Ocon remained out of the pits the whole race, finally jumping in on the last lap, directly into a pit lane full with photographers, posing a serious safety risk. Poor race control was highlighted by the fact that no one anticipated a car so late. Pierre Gasly's race, meanwhile, was marred by poor strategy and a lack of speed. In the end, both drivers retired, ending a crazy and futile weekend. With safety, planning, and performance all collapsing under the extreme pressure of Baku's street circuit, Alpine's strategy and the pit lane disaster garnered harsh criticism. Speaking of chaos in the pits, let's talk about a team that quite literally dropped the ball, or the wheel in this case.
And in front, you can see the AlphaTauri minus a right rear tyre. Yuki Tsunoda has come across.
Number 10, AlphaTauri's wheel drama. Yuki Tsunoda's race at the 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix broke down in the pits. He was freed with a loose back wheel, making what should have been a simple halt a catastrophe. Suspicions were raised right away because the pit stop had already taken more than 10 seconds, which was significantly longer than usual. Tsunoda was forced to retire as the car wobbled dangerously on the course a few moments later. The hesitation in the halt was a strong indication that something was amiss, and it was a blatant operational failure for AlphaTauri. The team left with concerns about pit stop discipline, and a reminder of how expensive even minor mistakes can be. Rather than with points, you'd think